Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching 777 TV with Watson Williams. I hope you're doing well. And today we're going to cover two subjects. The first is how to look up our patent in the publicly available records. And the second is a demonstration of how to encrypt and decrypt some data using our website. So let's get into it. First, we will go to patents.google.com, and in the search field, we will type 117777714. And the predictive text has some results, and the very first one is the correct one. Matrix encryption, asymmetric key encryption technology, that's the one we want. So click it, and then we come to the patent, and you can read it for yourself. You can download it for free right here. Download PDF. We can see that the inventor is Watson Williams. That's me. There is at least one other method for looking up our patent, and that is at this government website, ppubs.uspto.gov. This is a public search of the database, and you can type the same patent number, 117777714, and search. Hold down and see the single result is our patent again, Matrix Encryption by Watson Williams, and you can download the PDF. Okay, that concludes the first portion of this presentation. Now let's move on to the demonstration of encryption. Where are we here? We are at matrixencryption.com. The first thing I would like you to notice is that the website is HTTPS protected. If you click on this icon, we see that the connection is secure, the certificate is valid, and that it expires on May 1st of this year. So we have some maintenance coming up. And the website is secure, and we're ready to go. We're already logged in. We're going to do a demonstration of how to register an account at a later date. For now, we're going to click Encrypt, which is going to take us to the encryption gateway, where we have three options. We can go back if we clicked an error, or we can proceed by either using the factory codex or using a custom codex. Let's go home for just a moment. I want to show you Manage Codex. This is the dashboard for your custom codex. We have created this custom codex. This is the one that we are going to use. And for the sake of this demonstration, the custom codex that I have created is identical to the factory codex disclosed in the patent. Nevertheless, or let me just very briefly say that the logic behind that is that I just don't want to disclose any personal codices that I have. So we're using a custom codex. We are activating a custom codex, but it's identical in form to the factory one on page 6 of the patent. Now let's go home, encrypt, use the custom codex. Are you sure this is the one you want to use? Yes, we confirm, which activates the codex and gives us these two fields, one for the data, the other for the key. Now, for the sake of this demonstration, again, I am going to show you how I like to encrypt. And the way that I like to do it is I like to have a couple of additional resources open. The first is random.org. The second is gigacalculator.com, where you navigate to the random alphanumeric generator. At random.org, you want to be using this random number generator. And I'll show you how we use them in a moment. The first thing is that we want to copy all 81 of the characters in the character assignment, the codex, and then come over to gigacalculator, and in this characters to use field, we will paste all 81 characters. Now, this is 81 minus 1, actually only 80 characters, because the way that this service works is you have to separate the characters that you want to use with the spacebar. So in the output down here, the spacebar is not represented. And there's a way to deal with that. We'll get to it in just a moment. First thing we're going to do is we can create a string of up to 1,000 characters in length, but let's just make one 500, from 1 to 500. So grab a random number between 1 and 500 that's moderately long. 174, twice in a row. Cool. Okay, so what are the odds there? So let's take 174 as our string length. Create a random string. Go into the field, Control All to highlight everything, and then Control C to copy. In the raw data field, we will paste this gibberish in here, knowing that only the spacebar is not represented. So let's just put randomly a few spacebars in here. And then somewhere in the middle, doesn't matter where, we're going to put some relevant data. This technique is called padding. I was thinking you could call it masking, but it's up to you what you call it. But the idea is simple. You want some gibberish so that it makes it more random, and you don't know even where the relevant data is. And so for the sake of this demonstration, we are going to use this paragraph as our relevant data. It is an excerpt from the book of Urantia, chapter 1. So let's put that in there and show you that this is the data that we want to encrypt. And we're going to use a key. And instead of using a personal key, I'm going to use the first 8,000 digits of pi behind the decimal, 3.14159, ... This is the first 8,000 digits, with the exception of the last and 8,000th digit, which is replaced with a 0, because that is part of the protocol of encrypting in matrix encryption. We will explain why in detail at a later date. We're going to paste the key in here and click encrypt. Okay. And we get the encryption. This is our bread and butter. This is the gold. This is what we want. So copy it, and let's stick it in this untitled text file here, and copy it, return home, and let's imagine that we have done one of the following. We have either printed this encryption out on a sheet of paper, we have saved it on a flash drive, or even burned it on a disk, we have sent it in an email, any of the above. Maybe it's just sitting on our hard drive somewhere on our desktop or something. But the idea is we're going to imagine that we have created this encryption, we've processed it, and now it's time to decrypt it. Imagine we emailed it to someone. So they receive the text. Imagine that we have, yes, emailed the encryption in a text file. So that's what they receive. And in order to decrypt it, because this isn't end-to-end encryption, you have to do it manually yourself. And what they're going to do is, number one, they need to know what website to use. You have to go to matrixencryption.com to use the correct encryption. I mean, theoretically, you could write the program. I mean, you could write the algorithm yourself based on the patent, but you know. So we're going to use. They need the website for most practical purposes. Then they need the codex for sure. They need the correct codex that was used, and they also need the key in combination with the correct codex. They need both. So you need the website, in other words, like the encryption technology that was used, the algorithm, the encoding, and the key. And so with that in mind, let's imagine that they are ready to decrypt their data, the person that received it, and for the sake of demonstration, we can use the factory codex because, as I alleged earlier, the custom codex that we activated is identical to the factory codex, and decrypting with the factory codex will prove that point. And let's go back to the untitled. This is the encryption. We copy it one more time, paste, and then we need the key. Grab it from here, Control C, Control V. There's the key. And yep, the 1 point. the 3.1415 da da da. There's our pi key, and we click decrypt. Everything looks good, and we get the original message back, right down to the last digit, the last character, from capital Z to an equal sign. That is what we see here in the gibberish. We were given a string of gibberish that began with a Z and ended with an equal sign, and that's what we got back here with the relevant data in the middle. So this is what we wanted to show you. This concludes the demonstration and the second part of this video presentation, and I hope you found this information useful and actionable. If you have not yet created an account at matrixencryption.com, do so today. You can access the website. There's a link to it off of our YouTube profile page here. There's also one more link that will take you to the Discord. Um, and I would encourage you to participate in our community as we attempt to change the culture of encryption. And please be on the lookout for our next transmission in the near future. And until then, take care. I'll see you guys later.